Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with a quick overview of the McLeod RXT twin disc clutch, rated to 1,000 horsepower for the 2010 to 14 GT500 Mustang. The McLeod RXT twin disc clutch is going to be something you should consider if you have a GT500 with some modifications that's making enough horsepower to overpower the stock clutch, and you want a clutch that can support more power but that keeps the stock-like pedal feel. This clutch is rated to support up to 1,000 crank horsepower, and thanks to the twin disc design, keeps a very light pedal feel. Other heavy-duty clutches that keep the normal single disc design that support power numbers this high have a very heavy pedal feel. This clutch, on the other hand, is able to support high horsepower numbers with a very light pedal feel, which makes it good for the street and for the strip. If you compare this clutch to the stock clutch, the main difference is going to be the fact that this clutch has 2 clutch discs instead of 1. The stock clutch has 1 disc, and when you start upgrading clutches over the stock clutch but still maintain only 1 disc, you see things like different compounds that are more heavy duty and able to handle more horsepower and torque. You also sometimes see changes in design, like a puck style clutch, or basically more friction surface area to handle the power. As you start to change compounds and materials, you get a different type of engagement and disengagement and a stiffer pedal feel. The RXT, on the other hand, has 2 clutch discs that are lined with an organic compound, which happens to be a more forgiving compound. The old saying that 2 is better than 1 comes into play here, since these discs might not be very strong on their own, but when you pair them together, they can handle a lot more horsepower and torque. A twin disc clutch is going to be able to dissipate heat better. You have twice the surface area to ensure you're getting a more positive engagement when the pedal is released, since now you have 2 discs that are separated by a floater plate. This is especially necessary for the street strip application of the clutch. And the best part here, the pedal feel. I keep mentioning pedal feel, and a lot of the pedal feel has to do with the material of the clutch disc. Like I just said, these clutch discs are made from an organic compound, and they're twin sprung hub friction plates. This means that there's a smooth engagement with very little pedal effort. Being sprung hub and having an organic surface material also means that the clutch has a nice release characteristic, which makes it a good option for both street and strip applications. This clutch is designed specifically for the TR6060 Trans, which is a 26-spline transmission. It's going to come with your pressure plate, your clutch discs, a floater plate for in between the discs, an adapter ring, and a pilot tool as well. You'll need to figure out what you plan on doing with the flywheel. Normally, I'd recommend purchasing a new McLeod flywheel because you know it'll mate with the new clutch perfectly and allow your clutch to function to the best of its ability. I'm still going to recommend this even though we don't carry a flywheel for the GT500 from McLeod. We do carry a billet steel and billet aluminum flywheel from Centerforce though, which will work with this clutch. The only other thing I'd recommend picking up if you don't already have it is the steel braided clutch line. The stock one has all kinds of performance issues, and if you're at the point of shopping for a twin disc, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. When it comes to price, you can expect to spend just south of $1,400 for this clutch. Twin disc clutches do tend to cost more than a single disc clutch, even sometimes a puck style clutch, although they do tend to be close in price. The McLeod is more budget friendly than some of the other twin disc options, but some of the other options do come with a flywheel, or have to purchase that separately with the McLeod. Depending on which material flywheel you want, you're looking at spending a few $100s more. So the install here is not easy. It's a lot of work, so you need some experience to get this done yourself, and a lift is going to be your best friend. If you don't have these things, it might be best to take the car to a shop for the install. Overall, this is a 3 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and it should take you about 4 hours to complete. You need to drop your trans, which means you need to unbolt your exhaust and drop it from the mid-pipe back and your drive shaft as well. You have to drop your starter and unbolt the bell housing to get the trans out of the way so you can get to the clutch. Once the stock clutch is out of the way, McLeod does tell you how to assemble the clutch properly, so you don't have to worry about that. The only other thing I wanted to mention here is make sure you follow the break-in period with the clutch if you want it to be smooth and have a long life. McLeod recommends 500 miles of stop-and-go driving for the break-in period. Wrapping things up here with the McLeod RXT twin disc clutch, this is a street strip application clutch for 2010 to 14 GT500s. As always, I suggest you check this out more online for yourself, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.